Yo, what's up guys? Bill here, Classic Rock and Metal Review. Time for our monthly edition of Japan new releases for the month. That's right, bootleg action, up your ass. Love doing this episode. I think this is the one I get the most excited about. Maybe you can tell. We've got, there are, again, dozens of releases the past month, maybe 100. Who even knows? It's hard to keep track. I'm just going to say this once again. I've said it before, and I will say it again. So, if you think collecting is over, guess the hell again. Japan keeps stuff coming out. You can't even keep track of it all. I'm going to try my best to do it for you. I'm going to give you 15 selections that have come out in the last month or so. And at the end, an additional 3 Bill's Picks of the Month. When that's all over, if that's not enough for you, I'll show you the last 4 that I've got in the last month or so. And I'll tell you what, man, I did damn good. Some good stuff to show you and talk about at the end of the episode. If you can like and subscribe, I recommend you do it. Is that from Raising Arizona? I feel like I know that line from a movie. Guys, we don't talk without drinking, all right? It's going to be pretty rare. It's like 8 something in the morning, so it's Bloody Mary time once again, just like the other day with Accept. Speechless. There's a first, right? All right, let's just get right into it. Steely Dan, Seattle, 1974 soundboard. Paramount Theater, Seattle. As you probably know, or maybe don't, Steely Dan had, I don't know if they toured in 72, 73, but this is, I think, the 5th soundboard from the 1974 tour to surface as far as soundboards go. I have the other 4. This one is on the Uxbridge label. Unfortunately, it's a CDR, but you know what? It's stereo soundboard, so that bitch is ordered. On the way. The only thing I can say about it is that the other 4 soundboards all made their way to the gray market, and I got all 4 of those off Amazon. So, if you want to wait, but the prices, this was about $17, so I can't resist that. Steely Dan's in my top 5. There you go. Number 1. Number 2, Rainbow, Down to Earth Rough Mix, Deluxe Edition. Black Box is the label here. No, I've never heard of those guys before. But we have presumably stereo quality recordings of rough mixes from the album. The title's a little misleading in that there are 8 rough mixes. Then you get a Graham Bonnet solo demo, and then 7 more mixes from Down to Earth, but they're in progress mixes, not just rough mixes. Whatever the difference is, kind of the same thing, right? This is again from Cozy Pal's personal collection of, that's been, widely distributed on the bootleg market. So there you go. You know what? I ordered that too. And you know what, guys? I only have the Dio Rainbow albums, and I think I have Straight Between the Eyes also, but other than that, I don't have any other Rainbow. So this will be my first sort of venture into Down to Earth. That's right. I'm starting with the bootleg. That's how I roll. Kiss, Jersey City, 1976. Soundboard, that's the full title. This Zodiac Silver Press CD coming out. Roosevelt Stadium, New Jersey, July 10th, 76. Kind of hard to say no to this one. It's not in my pick of the month, but only because I couldn't have 8 picks of the month. I tried to narrow it to 3, but if you're going to go for this one, I don't blame you. There's been a gray market release of this DVD out there for a while. Years. I think it's called The Lost Concert. It's in black and white. Pictures okay, not fantastic, but not bad. Pro shot. So it would have been nice if they could have combined this show with the DVD version of the DVD, maybe a fuller version of the DVD, right? Because I think it's only 7 or 8 songs, the DVD. This looks like the full concert on CD though. Nice. Eventually might go for this one. Maybe I'll listen to some samples though before I get into that. But there you go, Kiss, number 3. Number 4, Prince. A bunch of nice looking Prince titles have come out in the last month. I don't know, 4 or 5. This one is called, that I recommend, if I was going to go for one, this would be a First Avenue Benefit Concert, 1983, full title. It's 2 CDs and 1 DVD. I'm a big DVD concert guy. This would be a great one to watch. I actually did watch some of it. It's on YouTube. You want to check it out. Sort of pro in that it's authorized, but it's sort of a house feed kind of thing. Someone on stage with like a handheld camcorder kind of deal. But so at least it's officially amateur shot kind of thing. But the picture is good and all. Sounds great. Purple Gold Archives is the label here. I think they just specialize in prints. Not sure what else they do. I never heard of them before this. All right, number 4, Heaven and Hell. Unfortunately, for all of us, very little in the way of soundboard quality stuff from the Heaven and Hell tours. But, there's plenty of audience stuff out there. This is another one called Tokyo 2007. Silver press CD, 2 CDs actually, from Zodiac. This is from the October 22nd, 2007 show, Tokyo, Japan. So if you're into audience tapes, I haven't heard samples of this one yet, but it's a shame there's just not much soundboard out there from these shows. If there was, I'd be all over it. Next up, Stevie Nicks, East Rutherford, 1983. Uxbridge is the label. CDR, 2 CDRs. Soundboard, though, so at least there's that. I think her solo stuff, at least, probably all of it, but definitely the early stuff, is really pretty damn good and probably a little underrated. Time for a sip. Oh, man. Next up, Pink Floyd. Dark Side of the Moon anniversary. 50th anniversary coming up. They got this big release. Here's a Dark Side of the Moon master tape copy. Not sure what the difference would be between this and the regular album. That's what they used to make the copies from, right? Anyway, Sigma's releasing this on silver if you're interested in that. We're going to talk some Dark Side in a few minutes. Better than this one, in my opinion. Number 8, Rush. St. Louis, 1980, pre-FM. Cygnus is the label. It's a silver press CD. Stereo soundboard. Permanent Waves tour. Some good stuff here, obviously. Might be an incomplete show in that it's only on 1 CD. I would think the show would be longer than this. There's an optional CDR for $4 of the Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab version of Permanent Waves. I'm not into that. But, this is a pretty interesting looking show. I have a Permanent Waves CDR of part of a show. I want to say it's from maybe Poughkeepsie, New York or somewhere, which is great. So this is pretty enticing, I have to admit. This is in my cart, and if I have enough money, I'll grab it. Number 9, GNR, man. I'm not a big Guns fan. I like them. I don't know if I need bootlegs from them. I don't even know if I have more than 2 of their albums. But this is Noblesville 1991 Soundboard Master. So it's 2 CDs. It's on Zodiac. And you also get an option to buy the DVD-R, the same show. I think these guys are way more of a visual band. I would much rather watch them do a concert than listen to a concert by them. So if I had all the money in the world, I'd get this. Just throwing it out there in case you're a Guns fan. This one looks pretty cool. Next up, number 10, Eric Clapton. Royal Albert Hall, 1989. I'm on a Clapton kick. There's been another slew. Clapton gets a bunch of releases pretty much every month. Royal Albert Hall, but it's simplified down to RAH 1989, abbreviated. 2 CD soundboard. Paddington's the label. This one's a little pricey. Comes with an Obi strip. Mark Knopfler, guest guitarist. They do play Solid Rock by Dire Straits on there. Otherwise, besides that, the set list is really solid. I can't imagine how good this show must be with Mark Knopfler on guitar, too. A pretty 70s kind of set list. Not a lot of 80s stuff, considering it's 1989. I think Forever Man and a couple others, but really a 70s set list, so this looks pretty damn good. It is pricey, though. And also pricey, but, there's always a slew of Zeppelin releases every month. No exception this month. This one, if I had to pick one, Empress Valley Supreme Disc has put out Dancing Again, Seattle 1972, 3 silver press CDs. The star of the show being Dancing Days, which they didn't play at every show on that tour or what have you. Amateur or audience recording, though, of course, the limitation to this guy. So not highly recommended, but, you know, I know there's got to be a bunch of Zeppelin fans watching. That's the one I'd go for out of all the things that have come out this month. Jimmy Page has a release, also by Empress Valley. Dangerous Eyes, it's called. This one's, for some reason, a lot more affordable. 2 CDs, silver press, running under $20. LA Forum, and taped by Mike the Mike Millard. Should really do a show on that guy, honestly. As much as I'm more into soundboards, this guy deserves, you know, a tribute for another day. This show is from '88. If you're into Page, you know, this one's selling out quick. Go for it if you can find it, especially probably at the price point, 18, 19 bucks. Anyway, one more release, Traveling Wilburys Volume 2 Reimagined Album, Beat File label, Beatles-oriented label. CDR, but priced right, 16, 17 bucks. There have been several Volume 2s of Traveling Wilburys put out on Bootleg. You know, it's an obvious title when your first official album is Volume 1 and your second official album is Volume 3. Bootlegs jump right in with their own versions of Volume 2. Now, I've seen a few before, and they mostly tend to be the album recorded with Jeff Lynne and Tom Petty in between Volume 1 and Volume 3, which was Full Moon Fever. To me, that's Full Moon Fever, okay? It's not a Traveling Wilburys album. The bootleg markets tried to pass that off as Volume 2 of the Wilburys, and they throw some bonus tracks in there to try to legitimize it. I ain't buying it. This one, however, is a little different. I actually have ordered this one. It's got some alternate versions of songs from Full Moon Fever, Roy Orbison's Mystery Girl album, things like that. So it's Jeff Lynne, George Harrison, Bob Dylan, Tom Petty, all the members of the Wilburys, oriented, related stuff from the era in between the 2 official Wilburys albums. So this one kind of works for me. It's a CDR, unfortunately, but presumably, like I said, soundboard quality. I haven't even heard samples. I just ordered it for 17 bucks. Sometimes you just do it. All right, guys. 2 more things that have just popped up in the last few days. Kiss, the Complete Elder Sessions. The label here is Shades. 2 CDRs. Goddamn CDRs! I hate them. Just do it all the way or not do it at all. Anyway, presumably soundboard, since we're talking studio sessions here. Now, you know, I'm not going to go for this. It's so many instrumental versions. 22 takes of Just a Boy. Not for me. But, you know, I'm sure there's Kiss completists out there that are interested in this. So, have at it. Right now, loving it. Next up, and this will do it for our recommendations of the month, or interesting stuff, I guess you could say. Van Halen, anything from the Fair Warning Tour gets a mention in this show, on this channel. Fair Warning's my boy. It's been since '81. LA Sports Arena, 1981. Again, we're 2 CDRs, Shades label, audience recording. That means no to me. Audience, CDR, forget it. But it's Fair Warning Tour, so you know what? It deserves, like I said, a mention. All right, 3 picks of the month. I'm going to recommend these to you. Number 1, Eric Clapton, Old Grey Whistle Test, 1977. This is from the BBC Master Tapes. Beano's the label. It's on a silver CD and optional DVD-R for an extra $4 of that show. I have that show from my trading days 10, 20 years ago. It's a great show. I mean, Slow Hand, come on, you know. Slow Hand tour, he had a great band with him on that tour, tight as hell. So I'm just as interested in the $4 DVD-R as I am the CD. So like I said, I have it on DVD-R, but from trade-in, nice to get in a little official looking cover and all that jazz. Step up my game a little bit with that show because it's a classic. All right, that's my first recommendation. Number 2, Pink Floyd, Ultimate Oakland, 3 CDs. All right, This is from May 9th, 1977. Sigma's the label. 3 silver press CDs. Well-known show. Iconic poster. The pig flying through the clouds. Golden Gate Bridge in the distance. Come on. You've all seen it. You should have it tattooed to your forehead. This is just a great show. And let me tell you, man, the things remastering have done over the years. Guys, I haven't heard this show since probably 20 years ago when a buddy of mine who bought a bootleg of it taped it for me. I can't believe this is an audience tape, man. This sounds great. The things that, like I said, the advancements that have happened with remastering are off the charts. This sounds killer. They do the entire Animals. They do the entire Wish You Were Here. They do 2 songs from Dark Side. And I remember reading this many years ago. The entire band. And it was a rarity, you know. You got Grumpy Roger. He was grumpy back then. Even he had such a great show at this show that the band decided to go out and do what turned out to be the final version. And they hadn't done it in years. Careful with that axe, Eugene, as a bonus encore for this crowd. So this gig really does stand out as one that's, you know, a little over and above most in Pink Floyd history, especially in recorded bootleg history. It's pricey, man. It's like $73. I don't have that money right now. I wish I did, because damn, this sounds good. What a great show. I mean, come on! If you have the money, please get it. It looks awesome. Finally, last recommendation. How do you not recommend this one? Wicked Lester, complete Wicked Lester sessions, 1971-72. 4 different recording sessions here, and a 5th session, which is the final album reel. So it's spread over 3 CDs. It goes from November of 71 to spring of 72. Pretty much all you're ever going to need from Wicked Lester, okay? I think I've only ever heard a couple of their songs. Can't wait to... I'm ordering this one no matter what. This might be the only thing I can afford to order this month. I'm ordering it. It's around $40. Doable. Do it. That's it for the 18 new releases. Y'all, from the last 30 days or so. Now let's just real quick talk about the 4 that I've picked up since the last show. Already did a full review of this. If I remember to drop a link, I will. Cleveland 1984 FM broadcast, Accept, Balls to the Wall tour. Nice one. You gotta love it. Check out the full review. Great stuff. You get, for an extra $4, a CDR of the Monsters of Rock 1984 show. Pretty sure this is out there on Silver Press. I'd recommend that. That's how good this is. You get 1 show from Donington that is soundboard, and then another show, although I think it's missing 2 songs. You get a full Germany Monsters of Rock concert on there too. Now that's audience tape, but still worth the money. Great show. Do it. Traffic. I'm a big Traffic fan. Who isn't? Low Spark, a High-Heeled Boy Sessions is what this one's called, or actually they call it Low Spark of High-Heeled Sessions, and that's exactly what you get, as you can imagine. All studio quality stuff. Sound quality is pretty good. The first song sounds like an early take of Low Spark. Nothing too special. Maybe the first or second kind of sounds like an early take of pretty much the official final version. But then you get, I think, 7 versions that sound great and different and unique and awesome. Rock and Roll Stew, 2 versions, and they're really different from each other. Rainmaker, Light Up or Leave Me Alone. And then 3 unknown Traffic jams in a row. Don't take those for granted. They're killer. More than happy with this. Unfortunately, it's a CDR, but you know what? That's the only way to get it. At least you get the full-size jewel case, full-size artwork. Nice! Next up, man, this is a great one. Now, guys, I only got the first 2 Maiden albums about 5 years ago. Back in the day, I just started with Number of the Beast, you know. Well, this is a great show from Paul Di'Anno. I'm going to try my best to pronounce it. I think it's Nijmegen. We're in Holland, so this concert from 1981, Definitive, Nijmegen. It is great, man. The sound quality on this is fantastic. Full show. You got like a drum solo and a guitar solo, I think, but otherwise, 17 songs. You got most of the first two albums on here. It's like 79 minutes and 57 seconds. Silver press Zodiac CD. This is great. It came with a bunch of extras, DVD and CD extras, which I haven't got to yet. So we'll talk about them on the DVD episode. That's why you got to subscribe, all right? Come on. We don't just touch on CDs. We touch on bootleg DVDs too. This is freaking awesome. Can't wait to hear that again. Last but not least, all right, you got to admit it. I know Dark Side of the Moon's worn out, but it's the 50th anniversary coming up. You know, and we're not spending $300 on that box set that has no new material. I'd love to get the Immersion box set. That's also $300 since it's out of print, because that has some alternate versions of the album. Well, you know what? For $22, this has quenched my camel thirst for Dark Side right now. Dark Side of the Moon outtakes. What label are we on, guys? Sigma. They did a great job here. This is sort of a mishmash of different takes of Dark Side of the Moon. And honestly, I was more into the bonus tracks when I ordered this, or thought I'd be. Us and Them, 1969 recording version. Travel Sequence, Rough Mix of Time. Us and Them rough mix. Brain Damage rough mix. I really thought I was going to be more into that stuff. I am way more into what they did with their version of the regular album. They tracked all the songs from the regular album in a row using alternate mixes, early mixes. Some are shorter, some are extended, some have fewer effects and they're rawer. Some have more effects, like twice as many effects going on. It is just a perfect combination of various Dark Side of the Moon takes. All I can say is that this is super interesting and I'm loving it. And guys, I cannot believe, if you would have told me that I would be interested in Dark Side of the Moon again somehow, I would have said bullshit. I was wrong. This CD does it for me. It's exactly what the doctor ordered with my Dark Side of the Moon fever. The fire has been doused and quenched, thirst quenched. This is great. I'm absolutely loving it. Guys, that's going to do it for our bootleg episode, Japanese new releases for the last month. This is our March 2023 episode. The next month is already looking promising. We've got stuff on the way. My credit card is crying. Bank account not doing much better. Life support there too. If you guys can like and subscribe, continue to hang out, drink, and talk music with this old man with glasses. All right, guys, I'll catch you later. Have a good rest of your weekend. See you.